All right, hey guys, what's up? So I just finished watching season 7, episode 2, The Well, as well as Talking Dead afterwards. I didn't I didn't want to be one of those people that's like, this episode's boring, like what the heck? But to some extent, you can't help but feel that way a little bit, especially after the explosive season premiere last week that took me literally this entire week to physically and mentally get over. I know a lot of people like the change of pace because this was clearly a much slower paced episode. But part of me isn't the biggest fan of the way AMC decides to do that, or The Walking Dead decides to do that. When you start off a season as explosive as you did season 7, it's there's just that part of you that wants that closure from what you just saw. So obviously, we kind of wanted to see the resolution, or just the group getting back to Alexandria, and something like that the following week, because I mean you do that to us, and like we need to see some sort of thing, because that's the number one thing that's on our minds. But it's looking like we're not even going to be able to see the group until episode 4, and that doesn't entirely sit well with me, like I said, especially when coming from the season 7 premiere, which obviously was hyped up so much, kept us going for 6 months. Obviously people got more excited once the season 7 trailer was released. People got excited to see, the other stories that are going to be happening this season, like we just saw tonight. But yeah, for me, for some extent, I was never really that big of a fan the way they would do that, especially thinking back to, seasons 3 and 4, we'd get like stuff from the prison, and then we'd just get like 2 Woodbury episodes or something, or the governor's whole backstory episode, when and stuff like that, and sometimes it's not. It's just a little out of place for me. There wasn't much of a reaction video for this one tonight. I did film myself watching the episode, but it was really just me kind of sitting there watching, because it was a very dialogue heavy episode, and a lot of development happened here. Obviously we met King Ezekiel. On Talking Dead, a fan asked a question. He asked the actor that plays Ezekiel how he felt about Ezekiel's backstory being given away in the very first episode that he appears in. And I actually really liked that question, because I didn't even really think about that, because obviously there was that whole scene of him and Carol sitting down. He just kind of told her everything about himself. He used to be an actor in community theater, and he's faking it till he makes it, and he used to be a zookeeper, and that's how he got Shiva, and all of this. But yeah, I feel like that was a really good idea to do that, because, not gonna lie, as soon as we met Ezekiel, I was like, who the heck? I mean, obviously, like, I've read this section of the comics, but seeing it played out on TV was a little weird at first, just the way he acted, the way he spoke. It was just a little too much at first, especially I'm imagining how people who don't read the comics thought about him when he first started talking. And of course when Carol first rolls in there and meets him, people were probably like, what the heck? I think that was a good idea, definitely, to explain who he is and where he comes from and what his background is and why he is the way he is right off the bat. I don't know why I keep using the expression right off the bat, like, especially with season 7. That's like the worst expression to use. Basically to just let us know who he is right away. I feel like that worked really well, because I was feeling a little bit off. I was like, I don't know if I like Ezekiel. Like, he's a little too grand, a little too whatever. Like, I don't want the show to start feeling too, unrealistic. But then that's actually why I really liked the way they had Carol in this episode, because she kind of was us. She was the viewers when meeting Ezekiel, just like, what the hell? Everybody's like, who are you? This is completely not real life. Wow, get me out of here. So yeah, I definitely liked that whole thing. Because I literally was Carol watching this episode at first. But yeah, that conversation between Ezekiel and Carol really helped me relate to and like his character a lot more. And then, of course, we have the whole aspect of like Carol and Ezekiel or something, you know? A lot of people had been talking about that and saying how, you know, in the comics, Michonne has a little thing with Ezekiel going on, which isn't really like that important. You know, so a lot of people were saying they could put him with anyone, really. And a lot of people were leaning towards Carol. And now that I've seen it, and I've like seen Carol in the kingdom, I've seen them interacting, I totally feel that. Like, I don't know if I was the only one, but like after tonight, like especially the way it ended, him coming to the house, like he looked a little bit more chill. Like I think they said that on Talking Dead, like he changed his shirt or something, and I don't think he had his coat on either. So he was just like chilling and came to where Carol was staying, and she gave him this smirk, and I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely think that is the way they're going with this, which obviously is not making the Carol, Caryl, fans too happy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm really actually kind of liking that angle. If they're going in that direction, they're going the right way with it. I thought it was kind of nice seeing Morgan teach the young kid at the kingdom how to fight with the staff, like, you know, like Morgan was once taught. Which we had obviously a whole episode of Morgan after Glenn's fake out death in season 6, which is also funny again to me because it feels like the same sort of thing all over again. You know, it was like Glenn falls off the dumpster, we all think he's dead. Instead of getting any sort of, you know, resolution from that next week, we get Morgan's backstory, and I feel like it was kind of the same deal. Now, you know, we get Glenn's actual death and demise and Abraham's death, and then, you know, just so heavy last week, and now we get more Morgan and Carol and everything. Like I've said before, part of me wishes they did at least maybe something to carry on part of the Negan aspect from the premiere onto episode 2. If they had switched this episode with the episode that it seems like we're getting of Daryl next week, if maybe they put that as the second episode, it might have like tied things over a little bit more, because this is just like, again, just such a drastic change from last week. And I know a lot of people like that. You know, this is so good, this is great, I needed like a really simple, slow-paced episode after last week. But me personally, as a viewer, like I really wanted to see the group, you know, see how they're dealing with things coming off of last week, because last week took so much out of me and I was so just hyped up about it. And obviously my favorite characters are within the group. They're really the ones that I'm looking forward to seeing the most this season. But yeah, obviously, so, you know, next week we have Daryl at the sanctuary, which seems very dark. So maybe, now that I think about it, maybe it is a good idea that they put a little lighter episode in between another one that seems like it's going to be pretty dark. Don't really know what angle they're going at with Daryl at the sanctuary, because a lot of people have said that he's going to be getting Carl's comic arc, which obviously, me being a very big Carl fan, is not the best news to me. But, you know, like, it is what it is, and I've been saying, you know, they better have an amazing arc or storyline planned for Carl instead, like an original one, you know, if he's not getting his comic one, because I mean, he deserves something. Come on. Like, it's season 7. He deserves some sort of time here. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Because it seems like that could happen. There could be elements of that with Daryl at the sanctuary. But it seems like, you know, I'm pretty sure next week's episode is called The Cell. So we have the well, the cell. But yeah, it looked like, you know, Daryl and, like, a straitjacket, like a padded room or something, just getting really dark. Obviously, he probably is going to be blaming himself a lot for Glenn's death, which, yeah, sorry, but I kind of blame him too. But yeah, it's just going to be interesting the angle they take with Negan and him, because, you know, Negan said that he likes him and that he kind of wants him to work for him exclusively, kind of, maybe. We don't know. One of my friends wants him to completely turn on the group and return and be a total Negan accomplice, which I think might be a little too far. But yeah, we'll see. But as far as tonight's episode, you know, it is what it is. We got to learn a lot about Ezekiel. We got to see the kingdom. We got to see Carol being Carol again, her, dandy, do-good Carol, which was also, I really actually liked the way Ezekiel could see through that right away, because that also is kind of a nice touch if they are going for any sort of romantic route for them, because, he just could, read her right away, which I thought was kind of nice. But yeah, I don't know. This is just all kind of direct thoughts right now. It's like almost 11:30 at night, so I'm just getting all my thoughts out right now. But yeah, just once again, I guess, me as a viewer, my favorite characters being in the main group, I really, really, really wanted to see them this week. And it was a little conflicting because right before the episode started, they showed scenes of like Rick and everyone at the gate in Alexandria, and it was like The Walking Dead starts now. And then it was like previously, and it was just all Carol and Morgan and stuff. And then I was like, what? I guess that's all my thoughts for this week as of right now. If anything else comes up, obviously I'll probably post about it. But if you have any questions, of course, as always, please leave them below. There were probably a lot of things I missed in this episode. With dialogue-heavy episodes, there's a lot that you can actually miss and stuff that can go over your head and all of that. So if there's anything that I missed that you think I should know, please let me know in the comments, so I can go check that out. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I'll try to, I guess, put a little snippet or two of my reaction to the episode in here. It's not that much. I'm just kind of like, haha, Carol, ha ha ha. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in whatever the next video is. Hopefully another one before next Sunday. But yeah, so see you guys. Bye.
Oh, it's getting so boring.
Oh my god, they eating the horse.
Oh.
Horses never last long on the show. This stuff was in the trailer. She's just seeing things. Oh!
Why is it getting too graphic now?
They're coming up with like 20 billion different ways to kill zombies. Come on, Carol. Oh, I kind of like Carol and Morgan together. This is nice.
Because they're the same ages, right?
Yeah. This is so cute, though, him wheeling her around.
He's called King Ezekiel.
What?
Yeah.
That does sound pretty stupid. Carol.
Ezekiel here's a tiger.
Oh, gosh. Still on the fence about that tiger.
But your words leave me pinch-kettled. I understand your concern, Sheila.
I am Carol right now. Oh, that looks a little better. Okay, yeah, the tiger actually looks a lot better in action. Seems like way too much work to talk all royally like that. I think we were just saying, like, we think that they think they're decompressing us, but really, no, like, we want closure the next week, we don't want to have a completely unrelated episode and then have to jump all the way back and wait a whole other week, like, I don't know why they do that. But
the kingdom is favored by your presence once more.
Okay, yeah, he's a little too much for me right now.
Carol.
Is this their choir? Choir in the Apocalypse.
What?
Oh my god, what is she stealing? Oh my gosh! She's so bad. So are these pigs infected? Why are they giving them to people to eat?
Yeah, so.
They are saviors?
Yeah, once they gave
Them! What kind of world is this? Want to catch a movie? Oh god, where's Carol gonna be? Oh,
in the wind.
always out on the loose.
You see a dude with a tiger suit. They start.
Are they gonna put them together?
Why do you care? Oh, he's just nice.
But people have been talking about that.
Ezekiel.
You really gotta try one of these.
I think they are putting them together! Yep, see, Daryl at the sanctuary. Alright, so it looks like we're not even going to see our survivors again until episode 4.
After last week's brutal episode, it's nice to have some levity. If you normally watch the show, you